Do you need an email list to succeed with affiliate marketing? Well, the short answer is no, you don't. Does it help you grow bigger and faster? Well, of course. So in today's episode, I'm going to share 5 reasons you need to build an email list. Welcome to the Affiliate Guy podcast. If you want to grow your income, serve your tribe, and enjoy all the benefits of affiliate marketing and having your own affiliates, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get started. One of the things I love about affiliate marketing is that you can be successful at it in so many ways. I know people who are amazing at converting podcast listeners into buyers. I talked with Joe Fear and Matt Wolf recently from the Hustle and Flowchart podcast. They're amazing at that. Others rely on product reviews, SEO, search engine optimization. Others they're just amazing copywriters. But what I found is the best affiliate marketers, they combine different methods to be massively successful. So I'm going to cut right to the heart of this message and answer the question, do you need an affiliate or an email list to succeed at affiliate marketing? No, you do not need an email list to be successful with affiliate marketing. So there, I said it right, flat out. I mean, in fact, I'm living proof. I made more than $100,000 in 18 months with less than 300 people on my list. So for me, most of that income came from product reviews and paid advertising on Facebook and Google. And that was great, right? But since then, I've literally more than, roughly 200x my email list. And my income has gone up by a pretty substantial amount as well. So you don't need an email list to be successful with affiliate marketing, but it sure does help you grow your business. Simply put, the bigger your email list, the more money you will make. Now, that applies to affiliate marketing. That applies to your own products and services. The bigger your list, the more money you're going to make. I posted this image to Facebook recently, and it just showed, when you have what do your online business earnings look like? And it's like when you have a small list, you get change, right? It shows some change, and then you have a little small stack of cash when you get a big list, and then a bigger list, it's a big stack of cash, and the huge list, it's like bags full of money, right? And that's true. The reality is that, the bigger my list has gone, like that 100,000 in 18 months, that's more than the average American makes in 18 months. That was awesome. Don't get me wrong. It was just a whole lot better when we made, 10, 20 times that amount. And it was a whole lot more impact that we were able to have on the world. So when should you start your email list? Well, before I answer that question, I want to give a quick shout out to Sergeant Damian Scott, who left a rating review on iTunes. He said, "A must listen" was the title of his review. And he said, "Matt's knowledge base has been instrumental for me in navigating the world of affiliates and integrating it into my podcasting practice." Speaking of podcasting, if you don't know anything about affiliates, then listen. And if you do, then also listen and take notes. Damian, thank you. And side note, if you listen, if you're listening to this right now, yeah, how else would you hear that? That's weird. Make sure you take notes when you listen to podcasts. Have a notepad ready. There's something about having the podcast playing with a notepad next to it that sends a signal to your brain, I'm ready. I've activated that part of my brain that's going to look for something. I'm going to get $1 million idea from this podcast. I'm going to get a $10,000 idea from this podcast. That's what you need to be looking for. Now, if you're listening to a podcast just for fun, that's, totally understandable. Just don't listen to podcasts like this just for fun and then go and not take action from it. If I call you to an action, you should take it. You should be taking notes. So, Damian, thank you so much for that rating review. Make sure you guys leave a rating review as well. It really helps more people like Damian and others to find the show. So when should you start your email list? Well, let me be just crystal clear. If you've ever heard the old Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The best time to start your email list is the day you start your website. So if you haven't started your website yet, boom, you were listening to this at the perfect time. But the second best time is right now. So maybe you've postponed building an email list for 6 months or a year or 2 years. Don't wait any longer to start growing your list. One of the biggest mistakes that I see new platform builders make is that they start their website and they focus solely on content, like content, right? And they forget that the whole point of creating that content, or at least it should be, is to get those people onto your email list so you can talk to them anytime you want through email. So that's why you need to offer an incentive. Some call it a lead magnet. I call it a lead magnet. Others call it maybe an opt-in. I use that term every now and again. Ethical bribe. I don't really like that term, but it kind of aptly describes it, But you'll hear me say lead magnet. You need to offer a lead magnet the moment you launch your site. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be fancy or complex or perfect, right? Like a lot of people make this mistake with lead magnets. They think they have to be super fancy, in-depth, and they have to take like days or weeks to create. That is not true, okay? The key is this. Your lead magnet must address an immediate and pressing need or want in your target audience. That's it. It doesn't have to be a comprehensive guide or a detailed manual. In fact, to be honest, like those make the worst lead magnets because they're overwhelming. You want people to want your lead magnet because it addresses that immediate and pressing need or want. In fact, here's what you want. You want them to consume it quickly, and you want to make it a quick win. You make your lead magnet easily consumable. You make it actionable. There's a key word for you. Give them what they want right now. I was in a mastermind meeting recently, and I said something that this doesn't happen often. Like it's about once every 2 years where I say something and I go, wow, that was good. that was good. I need to write that one down. I write down notes from hundreds of other people and then I write down my note for myself. Like I'm going to quote myself, right? And the quote was, we're all in the pain relief business. And I don't mean that we sell pills. We're not all in the medical profession. We're not all chiropractors or massage therapists, right? But we are all solving some sort of a pain. If someone's marriage sucks and you're a marriage expert, then you're solving pain. If they're having trouble raising their kids, you're solving pain. If they just can't make good food and you help them to cook good, healthy food, you're in the pain relief business. If their business is failing and you help them out of that, if they are struggling as a salesperson and you help them to sell, if they can't monetize their platform and you help them to get started with affiliate marketing. I'm in the pain relief business, right? If you're struggling to grow your email list, I'll have a way later that I can solve your pain, something we got coming up. But think about that. Think of your lead magnet as a solution to pain. They want to be better right now. They don't want a long-term solution. They don't want you to go, okay, here's 37 exercises that you can do for 6 months. It'll solve your back pain. I set up if somebody came to you and said, I have a headache, and you said, okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go to a chiropractor every other day for 3 months, and that'll solve the thing that's no, that's a stupid lead magnet. They want a Tylenol. They want an ibuprofen. They want it now. And so what happens is they get that quick win. They get that flash of success, and they keep coming back for more. My dad never owned a computer, never even had a flip phone, never got on the internet, not once in his life. Passed away in 2005. But he had the ultimate lead magnet. My dad was a golf instructor, and he would walk up and down the practice tee, and he'd see something, and he'd go up to someone, he'd give them that one tip, give them that one quick win so they could hit that one shot. And if you're a golfer, all it takes is just one shot and you're hooked. And they would turn to him and be like, oh my gosh, that worked. I just hit the best drive of my life. How do I give you money for more lessons like this? And then he'd sell them $1,000 golf instruction package. And so when they have that quick win, when they have that flash of success, like I said, they keep coming back for more. And so again, it doesn't have to be fancy. Seriously, a good lead magnet should take less than 4 hours from start to finish to complete. Maybe even less than that. And yeah, sure, over time you can improve it, you can test it, but your number one priority is to get something up to start. All it has to do is just capture the attention of your ideal client. That's it. If you go to my website and you'll see on the right side, we have a free report, shows you how to find top affiliates. You want to know how to find affiliates? You're my ideal client. And that, like, there you go, right? That it probably took me 2 hours to complete that PDF. It was simple. It was simple. I have another one. I have a post about using Swipecopy as an affiliate. And on that post, I have a link to get a detailed video showing how I walking through how I do it. And so that lead magnet attracts the type of person that I want on my list, people who are promoting affiliate offers already, and they want to know how to use Swipecopy better. That video, like the page, the video, the transcript, like the whole process took me like 45 minutes. I've had more than 2,000 people subscribe to my list through that report, and probably a few hundred through that video from a couple of hours, right? And they're all ideal prospects for me. So don't worry about getting your lead magnet perfect. Just ask yourself, what does my ideal prospect want to know? And then just create a simple video or PDF report that solves the problem. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is that not beginning to build your list is like walking past money lying on the sidewalk. And I'm not talking about pennies. I'm talking about like bags of money. These people could potentially be worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, and you're just walking past it. So make the commitment right now to start building your email list, and then keep listening, because I've got something that'll help you do this. Now, what do you do if you don't have an email list, at least yet? If you don't currently have an email list, you can, just to be clear, you can still get started with affiliate marketing. You just need to know that, just to be brutally honest, your success is going to be limited. You are going to operate at a fraction, probably 1/10, maybe even as small as 1/20th of what you would have if you had an email list. So I'm always an advocate of starting to grow your email list when you first start. Like from day one, even if it's getting 50 to 100 people in that first few days. And like I said, later on I'll share a way where you can do that. But when you're first starting out, I mean, there's two strategies you can use to begin earning money as an affiliate. Like, even if you don't have a list, I'm not going to go super in depth in those. They're review post and resources pages, but you can get both of I take a deep dive into both of the strategies. I've got a free report called How to Win at Affiliate Marketing with Little or No Following. You can go grab that. I'll include the link in the notes, but it's mattmcwilliams.com/no list. And you can grab that. And yes, you're going to have to enter an email to get access to the guide. After all, like I practice what I preach, right? You're going to have to enter an email. Now, if you're unsure of how to create and deliver a lead magnet, again, I'm going to share a way at the end where you can learn more about lead magnets. But one of the best ways to learn this is go to that link. Go sign up. Go through the process of getting my lead magnet, and you'll see firsthand the process of how your audience, like how an audience should go through when they get your lead magnet. If you've listened long enough, one of my favorite quotes of all time, Pablo Picasso: "Good artist copy, great artist steal." So watch what I'm doing and just steal away. Like, seriously, I'm giving you permission to steal, my funnels and learn from me. So steal away. So why do you need an email list to be great at affiliate marketing? Well, I hope I've made that concept abundantly clear. Like, you have to have an email list. But I want to share 5 reasons why you need an email list today. We're going to start with number 1. Number 1 is that you develop a deeper connection with your audience. Like, to me, there's really no more intimate connection than the one you have with people on your email list. Like, you literally have one of their most coveted possessions. Yeah, I was on Facebook earlier today, and I was going through a thread with a friend of mine from a mastermind group, and there were some haters in there, and that's why I was on there. And it was kind of hard for me. I wanted to defend her. I wanted to say all kind of mean things to people. I didn't. I wouldn't say I held my tongue, because I wasn't really saying anything, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I held my finger. I was like, these people are so annoying. And one of the comments said, "Yep, got all the way to the end." And this is a survey where you learn, or a quiz where you learn about your kids, like how to be a better parent. She's like, and it asked for my email address, so never mind. And I'm thinking, really? That was the holdup? like giving your email address, but well, you know what? Some people are just that way. It's a coveted possession. So think about this. More than 70%, I looked this up, more than 70% of Facebook users have 200 plus quote unquote friends, right? They're not real, like, I don't need to get into that whole thing. Like, really, it's like your step nephew's mother-in-law's third grade teacher's, hairstylist, but whatever, like, I remember I met you 8 years ago. We talked for 2 minutes and I want to be Facebook friends with you, like weird. That's not the point. Very few people subscribe to that many email lists. In fact, the numbers suggest that most people subscribe to less than 20. That is 1/10 of the amount of people whose posts they have to sort through every day. Now, if you do the math, the average person posts on Facebook multiple times per day. Most people aren't sending multiple emails on any kind of regular basis. So let's just say you have exactly 200 friends and they post an average of 2 times. Now, Facebook doesn't show everything, but still, people have to scroll through so much crap, right? And then ads and sponsored posts and all this stuff. Like, people add friends at will, but they protect their email address, so the connection's more intimate. Like hundreds of posts on Facebook and, maybe 10 emails in a given day. And so that intimacy develops a relationship that can and it should go much deeper than just transactional. So when you try to sell an affiliate offer, or you try to sell anything for that matter, they already know, like, and trust you, which makes the selling process just so much, it's easier and smoother. I love the quote from Zig Ziglar. It's my quote to live by in terms of selling. He says, selling is essentially a transference of feeling. That's it. Selling is essentially a transference of feeling. And so when you have a relationship with someone, it's so much easier to transfer feelings than to try to do so with a stranger. And so that trust grows, that trust develops. People buy affiliate offers through your links. They buy your own products. What happens is you begin to have more and more buyers on your list. And another quote that I just love from Dan Kennedy, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. And so what that means is if someone has bought something from you or through you, maybe they bought your own product, they bought an affiliate offer, then they are infinitely more likely to buy something else and then something else and then something else and then something else. Like I have people on my list who buy nearly everything I offer to them. I mean, they purchase everything we recommend and everything that we offer. Is it because they're gullible? Because they're pushovers? No, that's not it. It's because I've developed and cultivated a relationship with them. So they're confident that anything I recommend to them will be valuable and benefit them in their business and their life. And they trust me. And each of those relationships started with them first joining my list. That's it. That's it. The second reason is you are guaranteed to be seen. You are guaranteed to be seen. Studies show the average email open rate somewhere around 20%. Most industries is around 20%. And at first it seems kind of low, like really? Like only 1 in 5? But it's still so much higher than the percentage of people that are going to see or engage with your Facebook post or your tweets. Rarely do you see a week-old Facebook post. I can't remember the last time I saw a week-old tweet, that's for sure. But I read and respond to week-old emails all the time. The other thing is, it's only 20% on the front end, but then you can send to unopened. You can't really send to unopens on Facebook or on Twitter. Yeah, you can send the same thing again, basically, but then but you can't say, I only want to send to people who didn't see it. I can send an email only to people who did not open an email. And then I'll get another 10 to 12% of my entire list open that. And then I'll send unopens again and again and again. And so in some of our emails, like specifically for content, if it's timely, you can't do that. But for some content, we end up having 60 to 65% of my audience sees the email. They see the content at some point. You cannot do that with Facebook. You cannot do that with Twitter. And, whether you know this or not, Facebook shows you only a fraction of what people are posting, especially pages, as they have a complex algorithm that determines what you see and when you see it. And then there's studies that show that basically if someone doesn't look at Twitter within 10 to 15 minutes of you tweeting something, you likely will never see it. But when you send an email to your list, it stays in their inbox until they either choose to read it or they choose to delete it. So again, they may not open every email, but they will see it. They will see the email, which gives them a much better chance of interacting with you than on social media, where they may or may not even see your posts. Okay, so you are guaranteed to at least be seen. You are guaranteed. It's like you are guaranteed to be at their doorstep. There's no guarantee they're going to open the door. There's no guarantee they're going to like what you say, but you're guaranteed to get past the gatekeeper at least. The gatekeeper is removed with an email list. Third, you can segment your list. You can segment your list and you can segment your messaging. So when you have an email list, you can segment the list based on their interest, technically based on just about any factor that you choose. So that allows you to hyper-target your content, hyper-target your affiliate offers, which is going to improve your marketing. It also allows you to serve your audience better. You actually get to give them the exact content, the exact products that they want to be marketed to them. The exact product that's going to serve them, right? And so, a lot of times you have content, some of your promotions, they might be great for your whole audience. That's great. But there are times when you have content or an affiliate offer or your own offer, and it's only right for a segment of your audience. So if you're in the health and fitness industry, what niche are you in? Oh, I'm in the health and fitness. Really? What part of it? You may have an audience that's really homogenous, like women age 60 plus. That's a pretty homogenous audience. My audience is women over the age of 60 in the health and fitness niche. Great. Okay, that's a pretty fine-tuned thing. You don't have to worry about segmenting. Well, you do sort of. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But if you've got both men and women, you need to segment. If you've got a wide age range, you need to segment based on their age. And you think about it, this is pretty obvious, but you wouldn't sell the same products to a 32-year-old man as you would a 74-year-old woman. That's just ridiculous. Go try selling testosterone to a 74-year-old woman. It's not going to happen. Try selling estrogen to a 32-year-old man. It's not going to happen. It's ridiculous. And so you think about things like, from a demographic standpoint, you've got like age and gender, marital state. Are they married or not married? Children or no children? What's their job title? CEOs are marketed to differently than CMOs, and they're marketed to differently than VP of sales or technology people. Like, what's their job title, right? What's their income level? What's their experience level? Beginner or advanced? Intermediate? Where they're at? Geographically, even. Definitely. If you're promoting to people down south, use the word y'all. That's a real word, for the record. And if you don't think it is, you're just wrong. And y'all, by the way, applies to, I'll get in this whole debate here. Y'all applies to multiple people, and it applies to a single person. At least where I'm from. I grew up in North Carolina and Tennessee though. So that's the demographics, all that stuff. Psychographics, think about the health and fitness industry. Would they want to lose weight or gain weight? Are they trying to build muscle, or are they trying to run a marathon? Those are vastly different health and fitness goals. Even in the relationship industry, do they want to find a marriage partner, or do they want to network for business? Two very different audiences. From a price standpoint, does your audience value deals, or do they want the best quality? Think about the financial industry. Do they want to build wealth long term? Are they thinking, they're 30 years old and they're thinking about 30 years down the road retiring? Or are they just trying to save $50,000 for a down payment on a house? In the marketing world, one thing that's a big differentiator, are they want more leads, or they want to increase average order size? Two very different goals. Do they want more money from less customers, or just more customers? Parents, think about the parenting niche. This is one I came across recently. The two sides are I want my kids to be creative and independent, like Montessori school type, or I want my kids to be successful and get into the right college. And that's the other private school, down the street from them. And, very different messaging and very different segmenting based on who you're dealing with there. Behavioral factors, think about, and I don't mean how they behave, but I mean, did they click on the previous email? Did they open the previous email? If they, I just talked about that. If they didn't open the previous email, then they're going to get this email. If they did, I'm not going to send it to them. If you notice trends over time, like they always click on my emails about gardening, but never on my emails about, recycling. Well, then maybe I should stop sending them emails about recycling. Do they always click on my hacks emails, but not my health related emails? What are they clicking on? Do they engage more with videos than blog posts? Here's one. Let's take the last 20 emails I sent with a question mark in the subject line. Was there anyone who just didn't, are there any people who just didn't click on those? Maybe they don't click on question subject lines. Maybe that's not attractive to them. So I need to write a second subject line that's basically saying the same thing, but not in a question format. Are there people who just open emails at a much higher rate on Sundays? Are there people who don't open evening emails? I don't know. These are behavioral factors. And so just consider the possibilities, when you in how you engage with your audience, when you segment them. And you can only do this with an email list. Even simple segmentation, they only care about this topic versus this topic. They only open my emails about investing, not my emails about getting out of debt. Why? Because they're not in debt, but you cover both topics. Well, how do you communicate best to them? By segmenting. But if they follow you on Facebook, you can't segment. Not your Facebook posts. So that's a big thing, is segmenting. I've got a video. Now, this is an old video. I'm so embarrassed by it, but I'm going to share it with you anyway because me helping you is a lot more important than me cringing when I watch my videos. I'm not going to watch it because I'll cringe. But I care enough about you that I want you to see this video. It's called How to Segment Your Email List for Affiliate Success. I'm going to link to that in the show notes here. So make sure you check that out. That video is definitely going to help you. All right. The fourth reason you need an email list is that you can have them opt out of specific campaigns. When you have an email list, you give your audience the ability to opt out of specific campaigns. So for example, we recently promoted Jeff Walker's product launch formula. I sent a crap ton of emails about that promotion. But at the bottom of every single email, I included a link that they could click on, which allowed them to opt out of the emails related to that specific promotion, but not unsubscribe from my whole list. And it says something we use the same language pretty much every time. It said not interested in learning any more about launching a product, from Jeff Walker. Click here, and I'm not going to email you anymore about it, but you'll still get all my awesome, affiliate marketing, content, right? So when they clicked on that link, we tagged them in our system. And this is really easy to do in something like ConvertKit. Okay. I'll link to ConvertKit because we've got a free trial through them that you can get. So if you don't have an email service provider or you're looking for a new one, we recommend ConvertKit. It's what we use. It's what we love. And you can do all this stuff super easy. We used to use MailChimp. You can't do this in MailChimp. It's a pain in the butt. And so about the same price, we get much better stuff from ConvertKit. And so when they click that, it just tags them and we don't email them anymore. None of the other PLF emails are going to go to those people who click this link. And so this allows people to self-select. It's another form of segmenting, right? Whether they want to know about a specific promotion without having to unsubscribe from our entire email list. And that's the beauty of it. And so, yeah, it's basically an advanced form of segmenting in a way. And the cool thing about that over time is if you noticed that maybe back-to-back years, they opted out of a certain campaign, you're promoting the same product back-to-back years, you're not even going to email that about them the third year. I've found that a lot of times people will opt out the first year, but then they don't the second year. And in fact, they buy. And it's just because they're in a different place in life. So I wouldn't recommend not mailing to them the following year. Maybe you have a specific email that goes to those people that says, hey, in the past, you haven't been interested in product launch formula or Jeff's trainings. If you're interested now, click this link and I'll tell you more about them. And it's almost like they're opting in to get the emails about it. But that's, there's all kinds of creative things you can do to, again, give your audience a better experience. And then the fifth reason you need an email list is you own the connection. I'll be brutally honest. It's great to have a lot of Facebook friends. It's great to have Instagram followers, Twitter followers, LinkedIn connections. one of the reasons why that's kind of cool, and I know we have put like almost no attention in that until very recently. It's public information. People can see you have 10,000 followers on Facebook. They have no idea how big your email list is. And I can tell you that we have, let me do the math. We have 11 to 13, about a 12 times more people on my email list than we have following me on our biggest social channel. And that sometimes is a little painful because it's like, man, I want more Facebook followers because then I look cooler. I'm just being honest, right? Now, the beauty of those is that they are public. But here's the problem. You don't own the connection. Those platforms own the connections. And as much as we might like to think that Facebook is going to be around forever, the likelihood is that it probably won't. I mean, that's like, who would have thought in 2008 MySpace was just going to go, they just went away. And so when Facebook, not if, but when Facebook goes away, so do all those connections. When LinkedIn goes away, so do all those connections. Because the reality is you are renting those connections from Facebook. You are renting them from Instagram. You are renting them from Twitter. You are renting them from LinkedIn, other sites, whatever's going to be next, TikTok and, Snapchat. And there's going to be something that comes up in the next 18 months, right? You don't want to rent your connections. You want to own them. And when they're on your email list, you own them. Now, like I said before, if you really want to succeed at affiliate marketing, you need to have an email list and you need to start building it now so you can own your connections, not be renting them. So all this talk about building an email list, where does that lead us, right? Like, how do I start building an email list? That's one of the questions I get like all the time. So that's why I'm hosting our 7-day list launch challenge. It's happening this month, March 2020. We haven't done this in over a year. We're going to help you start and grow your email list. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to begin building your list. We're going to break it down into some easy to accomplish steps. You're going to be doing like you're doing the work during this challenge. This isn't like, hey, take a course, learn how to do it, and then do it afterwards. Hopefully, maybe, as your schedule permits, you're going to start building your email list during the challenge. So if you go to listlaunchchallenge.com, you'll see some of the testimonials from last year. I'm just pulling it up now. It's freaking so cool seeing these things. Like, we're like, gosh, man, these are so cool. Susie Glennon, I got 3 emails done and 2 sequences launched. Who's this? Joy Bryant already had, she's talking about like getting, 9 new emails just in the first 2 days from one of the techniques that we use. Kathy Chavez said, I've had this idea for almost 2 years and never knew how to start. You helped me get it in gear. We're looking, there's so many testimonials on there and it's so cool. Like Alyssa, there's this thread that Alyssa Avant we included. She's like, okay, it says I'm at 7 and then I'm at 11, woke up to 22 subscribers. I'm at 33, I'm at 40, I'm at 44, 49, 54. And she just keeps going. Like what she's getting from this, it's like, yeah, it's so cool. Rizwan, I stopped sleeping because of this challenge. Honestly, if I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't. Here we go with, just some of these testimonials are unbelievable. Sophia Demas, I said, when I started out, I had about 240 subscribers. Now I have 398. And so it's an action-focused challenge to get you building your email list. Go to listlaunchchallenge.com. You can see all the testimonials and decide if this is something you want to be a part of, because I believe firmly that this challenge is going to do for you what it did for them. Also, we have a Facebook Live coming up this Thursday as a follow-up to this podcast here, actually. The number one thing that keeps you from growing your email list. So that's Thursday, March 5th. Just go to mattmcwilliams.com/Facebook. You can get a reminder there on how to be a part of this Facebook Live. We're going to share what that number one thing is that keeps you from growing your email list. And next week on the podcast, I've got a special episode on list building. So if you're going to start an email list, there's some things you need to do before. Like these are musts, 7 musts before you start building an email list. I'm doing this episode because I've seen this, I've seen people just make the same mistake over and over and over again. The same 7 mistakes that people make before starting their email list, even after they start it, right? Like, I've studied these 7 musts are common in all successful email marketers. And just like, if you don't do all 7 of them, like if you forget one of them, you're going to fail. I mean, trust me, like I've made every one of these mistakes and paid the price big time. So thankfully you don't have to fail like I have in the past, because I'm going to share these 7 musts right here next week. I'm going to share why you must do them and what happens if you don't, so you can avoid all that pain and heartache that I had to go through, because it was making these mistakes sucked for me. So in the meantime, check out listlaunchchallenge.com. Register now for the challenge. We'll be starting here in a couple of weeks. It's going to be an amazing 7-day challenge. You're going to grow your list just like all these other folks have. You're going to absolutely rock it. So check out listlaunchchallenge.com. I'll see you on the Facebook Live Thursday, and I'll see you in the next episode where we talk about those 7 musts before you start an email list. See you then. Thank you so much for listening today. Remember to check out all of our deep dives into affiliate marketing at theaffiliateguy.tv. And if you have a question, you can ask it at asktheaffiliateguy.com. Who knows? Might end up being featured on this podcast.